Are we good? I think we good. I love your videos so much. I love you so much. We reciprocate energy over here. I love you back. And that's just how I am though. Like if you love me, I love you. If you trust me, I trust you. But if you don't love me, how the fuck could I love you? If you don't trust me, why the fuck would I look at you as somebody that I can trust? If you don't deliver for me, how could I deliver for you? I'm big on reciprocation. So I say all of that to say, anybody that fuck with me, I fuck with you right back. The long way too. I promise you, I got you forever. With that being said, welcome to Talks with Masionoo G. First and foremost, let me be very, very accountable over what I've started. I told myself that I would drop videos on YouTube every single Monday. Somehow, some way, it is Monday, and I'm shooting the video that was supposed to have been dropping on Monday. That's where I fucked up. So anybody that was expecting content, I really do apologize for that. I just want y'all to give me a little bit of grace. I'm not using this as an excuse, but I am going to say that I'm a solo act right now. I'm editing everything myself. I'm researching everything myself. I'm figuring out how to do this shit myself. There's so much room for improvement around what I'm doing, but I'm doing it alone right now. So as we grow, as we continue to put more money into this thing, I promise you it's going to get a lot better. The production of it is going to look a lot better. And I'm hoping to get to a point where I have a team of people who can do all of this behind the scenes work for me. And then I can just focus on being a creative. So that's the direction that we headed in. But with that being said, I ain't shying away from no hard work. I ain't shying away from no hard work. I ain't shying away from putting my head down. And I'm not shying away from doing anything that I told myself that I'm going to do. You feel what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all. Anybody that's been tapped in with me, anybody that's been supporting, I really, really fuck with y'all. And it's crazy because y'all really do fuck with the relationship content. Y'all like the relationship stuff. Y'all like the way that, I kind of break down the emotional triggers and the thing that's associated towards fucking with somebody, bringing somebody else into your life. So I really do think that a clear direction has been established around my content, and anything that y'all want around it, you feel me? I'll keep it coming. Should men in relationships have female best friends? That's a very, very tough topic. And let me break it down for y'all. I do feel like I don't give a fuck if you a male or a female. You should have very genuine people around you who aren't around you on some romantic shit that aren't your same gender. 100%. Hold on, wait. Let me make sure I read that question right. You said, should men in relationships have female friends? Very, very good question. Very, very good question. And this is something that comes up a lot. If you got all, like, how do I make it make sense? So if you are a man, right, and you can't have a female around you without making it sexual, without making it romantic, you lack self-control. And as a woman, if you got men around you and you yourself can't keep it from being more than just friends, then you lack self-control. So it's a self-control thing, because there's not a gender that doesn't need a genuine connection from the other gender. Like, you need big bros, you need little sisters, you need big sisters, you need little bros. You need people who you gonna look out for, like, for their best interest as a person, and nothing romantic attached to it. You feel what I'm saying? So I do feel strongly about that. So I have female friends. I don't give a fuck. And I make it very clear to the woman that I'm with that these are my female friends and these are the roles that they play in my life. You feel what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. There are female friends who you may have a very, very genuine connection with, but they may be a little bit too attractive. You feel what I'm saying? They may be a little bit too in the mix. They may be a little bit too outside, and vice versa. Shit, it might be a nigga who might have the ability to pull holes or just gets his way with women and all of these type of things. Yes, that's going to raise red flags, and it's going to be like, nah, that person can't be your friend for sure. What are your thoughts about men who say they love that woman and stay with them but lack? You got to break that down. This phone is so fucking far away. Do you write poetry by chance? I do write poetry. It might not be the type of poetry that everybody else wants, but I basically do free verses where I write out some raw ass shit and then I spit it back out. And that's a lot of what my content is a lot of the free verses that I've written. You feel what I'm saying? So it's a lot of free verses. Probably got a couple of them laying around if y'all want to hear some. Can you tell the audience to vote on my poll? Audience, go vote on his poll. I don't even know what the stupid ass poll is, but I bet it's some dumb shit. Hell yeah, man. But look, y'all been fucking with the content. And you know what's crazy? This is what's crazy. Anytime a man tells a woman to protect herself, any type of creator, any type of man that goes onto the internet and has a voice and tells women, hey, put your guard up around these things because this is what motherfuckers is coming at you for. Any man that raises his hand and has an issue with that is revealing himself as being the predator. It's clear as day. That is the proverbial smoking gun. Any nigga that's in the comments telling everybody, yeah, he's pandering, he's trying to tell women to protect themselves, he's giving out the keys to the, you're a predator and you're revealing yourself to be a predator. Because if you weren't a predator, if you weren't on no bullshit, if you were a genuine motherfucker, why is this type of shit triggering you? Why is this type of shit triggering you if you don't have no intentions of doing a motherfucker foul? The motherfuckers that be in the comments arguing about this type of shit is the motherfuckers who have a problem with a woman being smart and a woman knowing how to move. You feel what I'm saying? And the motherfucker having empathy towards a woman. And that's what men in this world lack. So I'm not talking to the toxic motherfucker, to the motherfuckers who trying to get over on a woman. I'm not talking to the motherfuckers who's trying to finesse a woman. I'm not talking to the motherfuckers I'm not talking about none of that type of shit. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the lover boys out there who's trying their hardest. And it's just certain areas that they may not understand. And understand this, I don't understand a lot of shit. You feel what I'm saying? I was having a conversation with one of my homies the other day, and he was basically voicing a relationship situation that he was in. And I gave him some things to do, some advice around his situation. We had our back and forth. We got into it. We disagreed with each other. And the point that I was kind of making with him was like, bro, like, I don't want you to make it seem like I'm being the expert and I'm telling you some shit that you didn't try already. I'm telling you some shit that you didn't know. I'm just telling you shit that worked for me. Because if I was in the same position where I was at a standstill, I ran into a brick wall in my relationship and I needed help, I'm going to reach out to you and I'm going to ask you for your advice. You feel what I'm saying? Because a different perspective always is going to be, it's going to be beneficial. You feel what I'm saying? But you got to understand as a person what to chew and what to spit out, like what's for you and what's not for you. You feel what I'm saying? So I honestly, truly believe that anybody that's just so against wisdom and so against, like, and it's so crazy because it's like the videos be doing numbers, right? Like it be having like 4 million views, all of these type of things, a bunch of beautiful, amazing, strong women in the comments agreeing. It's a lot of conversations going on. It's a lot of debates going on, healthy debates, whatever the case may be. And then it's those group of people who come into the comments and they want to start some shit. They want to be negative. They want to do all of these type of things. It's like, it makes it very clear that it is predators out there. You feel what I'm saying? It is motherfuckers out there trying to get down. So it makes it very clear that there are predators trying to get down on women. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm trying to do whatever I can to educate the lover boys, for real. Like lover boys, motherfuckers who's actually trying, motherfuckers who is like, damn, you know, this is something that I'm going through and I may not understand it. That's completely fine. This is the place for you. You feel what I'm saying? Granted, the audience is predominantly women, right? Because a lot of men aren't gonna like this type of shit. You feel what I'm saying? And the thing is that I personally believe when it comes to correction, when it comes to any type of checking, discipline of any sort, I believe a man should be criticized and a woman should be praised. That's how we grew up. You feel what I'm saying? All of the things that the women push back against is when they're criticized. When you tell a woman you're wrong, this is what you're doing wrong, this is how you moving, this is stupid, this is dumb, they'll never receive it. So yes, I found a way to hold women accountable by praising them. I found a way to tell a woman who I might want, if I got a woman who's gaining weight and I want to see her in the gym, I'm not going to tell her, hey, you're gaining weight. Hey, you're getting fat. You should go to the gym. I'm not going to word it like that. I'm going to say, baby, you look really, really good when you've been in the gym consistently. When you be in the gym consistently, you look really, really good. And that's her saying to herself mentally, damn, let me get in the gym because I want to look really, really good. That's you holding somebody accountable through praise. But if it's a man and he's not in the gym and he's not looking right, I'm gonna tell him, hey, bro, you need to get in the gym. And guess what that man is gonna do? Go get in the gym, because that's the way we receive information, and that's the differences between a man and a woman. You feel what I'm saying? That's the differences. So what I'm doing is I'm just basically putting on full display. These are the differences, and this is how we communicate with them, and this is how we connect, and this is how we grow. If that's your ambition and that's what you want to do with the opposite sex, you feel what I'm saying? But if you want to finesse, if you want to lie, if you want to do goofy shit, for sure you're going to push back against what I'm saying. For sure it's not going to make sense, and this is not the place for you, and that's completely fine. The great Mike Todd said that if everybody was meant to believe in the same thing and walk the same way and be the same person and like the same things, every fucking flavor of drink in the gas station would be the same. It would be one flavor of drink. So if I'm not your flavor, get the fuck on. Respectfully, get the fuck on. I'm not tripping. I'm really not tripping. But don't come to what I'm doing and try to dim my light because you can't connect with it. Because you're a predator and I'm not. I'm not a predator. And I've been single. I've been in relationships. And I've always made it very, very clear what my intentions were. There is a way to be single as fuck and still do right by people. And what does it come down to? Communication. There's a way to be single as fuck and live a great life and still do well by the people who you're fucking with and running around with. There's a way. And it's all predicated on communication. This is the perfect time to shout out the Shadow Work Journal. Listen, if you on the live right now and you want to track and heal your emotional triggers, so I just posted a video about this journal, and I'm not doing this on some get money shit. I'm not doing this on some, you feel me, I'm trying to run it up as an influencer shit. None of that shit. This journal has gems in it, and it's a bunch of like inner child affirmations, journal prompts, and trigger tracking pages. So it's a lot of things that you can do to track your emotional intelligence. Like, this is what it's for. So if y'all fuck with that type of shit, go grab that. I breezed through it. I got it today and I breezed through it, and I'm like, yeah, like this is gonna be my regular like thing. Like, I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna finish it. Like, I'm gonna write on every page, and then I'm gonna go back to my normal way of journaling just to see how this feels. So that's in my TikTok shop. So if you can, go grab that. Nah, personally, I'm be on some real shit. Like, I'm not a money driven person. And I think that's where my pushback comes from. You feel what I'm saying? Because think about it. I'm a young black man who comes from absolutely nothing. I come from the hood, right? And I found an avenue to be successful through entertainment that is not music, it's not sports, it's not comedy, it's none of these type of things. And it's a very, very small amount of people doing this type of content, right? So it throws people off when somebody like me says that they're not money driven, because I come from the trenches. I come from nothing. So then they're like, damn, what are you driven by? I'm literally just trying to have genuine connections. I'm literally trying to cleanse my heart. I'm trying to have motherfuckers around me who love me for me, and I'm trying to love them for them. And that's how you make money. And I say all the time, there are certain cultures in this world that I'm not going to name, white people, who come up with great business ideas, have amazing things going on, and the first thing they do is pull their friends into it. And then other cultures hate on them for it. That's one thing I can say white people do extremely well. When they have something amazing going on, the first thing they do is go to their friends, they go to their family, and then they get rich together. That's why they be having generational wealth, because they get rich with each other. But I get pushback from the shit that I'm doing because I'm doing it in an avenue that not everybody's used to. And I'm very open to sharing the things that I came up with and the things that I'm doing. And that's where we fail as black people, in my opinion. That's the biggest issue that black people have, in my opinion. And if you think I'm wrong, let's ask a question. When are black people at their highest? Like, when are black people the best they could possibly be? When? When do you think black people are like their strongest, their best, their most amazing, the best the culture can be? When are black people that? When they're together. Anytime black people are together, they are a force to be reckoned with. And I'm not talking about on some violent shit. I'm talking about on some money shit. Even something as small as a get together, like putting together an event. What clubs bust better than a black club? Like, black culture is amazing, but it's so spread out and it's so envious and it's so competitive when it doesn't have to be that way. You feel what I'm saying? So when we talk about me, right? I'm on the internet right now. Let's be very clear about what I'm doing. Like what I'm doing live and y'all watching it. I'm on the internet with a journal in front of me that says skills for healthy relationships, standards for toxic relationships. I got a shadow work journal about tracking and healing emotional triggers, about inner child affirmations. How could anybody really get behind that and support it, right? It's a lot of motherfuckers that's gonna tear it down. But that's the thing though. You're not gonna ever receive the love that you think you deserve until you're popping. Because when I started this shit, I started it with a mic in my grandmother's backyard. That's what nobody really, well, anybody that's been following you know that, but I started with a mic in my grandmother's backyard. Actually, before that, I was next to my car in my fucking college dorm parking lot. You feel what I'm saying? And that's when I started. And the amount of criticism that you get for starting something new, the amount of people tearing you down when you start something new because they don't understand it. And that's the first thing they try to do is discredit anything that they don't understand. So when we talk about real niggas is always gonna support individuality because you doing something that nobody else has done, and that's how you break a generational curse. And anybody who comes from nothing and wants to be something is gonna appreciate anybody that's trying their best to be something. So I got some very, very solid motherfuckers around me, don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, there are motherfuckers out here being predators, being wolves. You feel what I'm saying? And you know, I protect myself. You feel me? I don't travel light. I don't travel light. And I be telling motherfuckers, don't get this shit confused. Motherfuckers cannot walk down on me. It's gonna go up. It's gonna go up for sure. Just because the motherfuckers is working on themselves, cleansing their heart, trying to do right. You feel what I'm saying? Don't mean niggas super trenches. Do not tweet. Motherfuckers could take it though, but that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. What type of questions we got tonight? It's time to light a candle. I feel like I've been in my bag. I don't know where the fuck I don't know where my lighter at. Can you give tips on wait, let me see. Can you give tips on journaling? Like what is something that you journal that helps you mentally? Absolutely. I can give you some really good tips on journaling. If you want to first get into it, start with journal prompts. It's usually some journal prompts that ask you some very thought-provoking questions and you literally just write and answer the question. And don't think that when you journal, you're showing it to anybody and it needs to be of this standard. Like it needs to look like this. This is an internal tool to help you track and heal the things that's going on with you. So if your journal for today is a sentence, cool, let it be a sentence, but make sure it's a very potent sentence and it's exactly what's on your mind. You feel what I'm saying? That's one way. What I do is I'm just a very creative, innovative thinker, and a lot of the things just come to me, and I don't let a thought cross my mind without putting it on paper because these are the type of things that I make content out of. You feel what I'm saying? So that's when you've been journaling for a while, of course, where you like, you know what? This is something that needs to be read and reread again so I can understand it, journal it. But I definitely would say start with journal prompts. Uh of course, not trying to make $1 off of you, but this is a really, really good journal to get if you're trying to start off journaling because it has everything like outlined for you to just jump in, you know, and just start writing. So something like this for sure. But honestly, just get in your bag and journal when you feel it. Don't feel the need to, if you finna get into journaling, all right, I gotta journal every single day at this time. No, let it be natural. You feel me? Let it be natural and journal when you feel like it's time to journal. Even if you a one time a week journaler, even if you a one time a month journaler, I'm a everyday journaler. Like I journal all day, every day. If I'm driving and I think of something, I'm gonna pull over on the E-way and write it down. You feel what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. So I hope that helped. I hope that helped. What advice can you give on avoidant men in relationships? Hmm. I've been that before. So I think I can really tell you some advice on them. I'm gonna need a candle for this one. Okay, let's talk about it. Understand avoidant men aren't avoidant for no reason. Similar to the same things that women go through, men go through things too. So let's not discredit a man's emotions and a man's feelings just because he's a man. You feel what I'm saying? When we talk about an avoidant man, though, there's a lot of things that he's been hurt from in his past. And Don't think that a man is emotionally unavailable just because he is. No, it's usually a source because of this. And a lot of motherfuckers done hurt a man before. And when you've been hurt, similar to any fucking gender, the first thing you're gonna do is put up a guard, put up a wall. You feel what I'm saying? But in order for you to penetrate that wall and bring that wall down, you gotta ask correct questions. You gotta approach it very, very empathetically. And you gotta feel for the man. You feel what I'm saying? Because motherfuckers have been through a lot, you know? And you don't cleanse your heart on some super dolo shit, because at the end of the day, we're social animals and we thrive on shared struggle. If you want to help a man be less avoidant, you gotta take those issues to his, like, you gotta take them to him. You gotta take the things that he's avoiding to him, and he's either gonna be willing to open up about them or he's gonna be avoidant. And you as a woman owe it to yourself to not deal with anybody avoidant if that's not who you are. Do that make sense? Don't run yourself crazy trying to force somebody to do something that they don't want to do. So you try, you put real effort forth. You feel what I'm saying? And you don't quit. But if it gets to a point where this is just something that's not working, then you owe it to yourself to leave. And there is no time stamp that's a right time or a wrong time to leave. You feel what I'm saying? You always take care of yourself. You feel what I'm saying? You can lead somebody to water, but you can't make them drink. I would love to see you and Dimitri Wiley on the podcast together. Hey, I'm down for any collabs. Have you ever been with a woman that gave you anxiety or negative energy? Yes. Yes. That's a good story. I was messing with a woman who was so fucking fine. And at the time, I had no idea that I can talk to a woman who looked like this. Let's be very clear. I didn't think that at the age that I was and the shit that I had going on with my life, a woman that looked like this would have a conversation with me, right? But she did. And she was really fucking with me. And I self-sabotaged that because I was so anxious when I got around her that I couldn't talk. I couldn't fit in. I would be sweating and I would just be super nervous, but she really fucking liked me, right? So I completely fumbled the situation. I completely, turned her off, whatever the case may be. But as a grown ass man, I look back at that situation and I ask, did I really fumble? This is why I don't think I fumbled, because I don't think that I should be around somebody who makes me that anxious and that nervous in the first place. And it's no slight to them at all, because we fool to thinking that dating somebody out of your league is a vertical thing. It's not a vertical thing. It's a horizontal thing. And when I say horizontal, that means that they belong over there and I belong over here. It doesn't make her any better than me. It doesn't make her any worse than me. It just means that she's not meant for me. And if she was meant for me, then I wouldn't be this anxious. And that was the situation. So now, as I grew and I learned from that situation, I'm like, look, anybody who I can't be myself with is just not the person for me. You feel what I'm saying? And that's where the anxiety comes from for all of us. You're around people who you're not supposed to be around. That's what anxiety is. Being around motherfuckers and getting a feel of their energy and it's just not meshing well with yours. Let me get the fuck out of this room. And that was the situation that I went through. So it's no slight to her at all, but that was one of the worst experiences that I've had with a woman who might have been the best looking woman I've ever been with. It's crazy how the world works. What's your thought on women who like to play? Wait, you said, what's your thoughts on women who like to pay for dates, is what you're saying? I love a woman who tricks. I love a woman who tricks. But the thing is that as a man, I personally don't necessarily like want to see you pull out your credit card or do anything like that. And it's not a masculine thing. It's just like like I want to take care of you type shit. Like I want to handle it. I want to take care of it. Now, I do think that the gray area is if you call me and say, hey, I want to take you to dinner. I want to take you to do this. I want to do this with you. I'm planning this, woot up the bam. Then as a man, I'm always going to be prepared for to pay for it, but I would expect you to pay for it. And that's what I think about that. At the same time, it's like, I'm always equipped to pay for something. And if you can't pay for it, I'm never going to look at you as the lesser than or, think less of you because you didn't pay for it. No, I'm always be ready to pay for it. But I personally believe with dates, regardless, it doesn't matter if you are a man or a woman, you should not be pulling up unable to pay for whatever the fuck y'all finna do. And if you're unable to pay for whatever the fuck y'all finna do, then you shouldn't be dating motherfuckers who's taking you to do these type of things. You feel what I'm saying? Even when I go to clubs, like a motherfucker invite me to a club, like whatever, and be like, yeah, we got a section. It's like, do I feel like paying for a section? Even if they said that it's their section and everything is covered. Worst case scenario, the shit isn't covered. This shit has to get paid for. Am I in a position to do that? And if I'm not, then I'm just not going to go. And that's just the way that I move personally, because I'm always going to look out for myself and not put myself in situations where I'll be fucked up or embarrassed. You feel what I'm saying? How do us as women learn to not self-sabotage? Wait, let me see. How do us as women learn how to not self-sabotage? Whoa. I think that it's very, very important that while you're single, you do work. Don't be single and not come out of being single without any type of work done within yourself. So if you single, you should either be on some get money shit. You should either be on some let me actually heal myself shit. Let me cleanse my heart shit. Or you just wasted being single. And a lot of times motherfuckers be single and then they jump into something else without healing from what they went through in the past. And that's what self-sabotage is believing that this person that I'm with right now is on the same shit as the person who hurt me in the past. And if you can't address the shit that you went through and address your trauma and navigate towards actually fixing it, then you don't need to be dating. And I think fixing your trauma before you get into a relationship is a stretch. You feel me? So I would never put that onto a woman to have your shit fixed before you get here. No, if I'm gonna date you, I'm gonna stand up tall and deal with your problems head on, regardless of what the fuck they are. I just think that as a woman, hold yourself accountable enough to know what's gonna trigger you, what's gonna bother you, what you do want and what you don't want. You feel what I'm saying? Before you go fuck with somebody, because you're always gonna do yourself a disservice if you never heal from that shit. You feel what I'm saying? The prerequisite to love thy neighbor is love yourself. So if you don't do the work while you're single, you shouldn't be dating. That's just how I feel. Ooh, I love the Bible. What you say? The candle? Oh, the candle lit, baby. The candle lit now. Do you think a woman who is established is harder to date? I think that something like that is an insecurity thing. You feel what I'm saying? Because I don't think that anything a woman has going on is gonna affect our relationship. You know what I mean? Because me personally, right? Like I'm gonna date what makes sense for my life. So if I'm working 9 to 5, ideally I would want somebody who works 9 to 5. That way we can see each other from 6 to 10. But it wouldn't make no sense for me to be working a 9 to 5 and date somebody who works from 6 to 10, because that just wouldn't mesh well. And I'm clearly dating them for reasons that I shouldn't, because we don't even align with our schedules and with our lives. Like, how the fuck could I really fuck with you if we never see each other, right? So that's one thing. So when it comes to something like, a woman being established, a woman being well off and dating somebody who's not, as the woman, you need to take it upon yourself to recognize that you do have emotion. You have a lot of shit going on. You have a lot of money flowing in. How do you talk about these things, be open about these things with the person that you with, continue to do what you're doing and elevate what you're doing without being condescending to the person who's right next to you every step of the way? And a lot of times the person that's right next to the motherfucker who's doing really well gets discredited a lot and gets discarded and is usually disposable, because the person who is doing well is being very condescending and is not recognizing their worth. You feel what I'm saying? So if you're well off and you doing well, that's really, really good for you, 100%. And I'm almost certain that the person that you're with is happy for you too. But if you're well off and you're doing well and you're being condescending in the same token, then the motherfucker who's doing worse than you needs to leave you the fuck alone immediately. And I promise you, you will not fuck with somebody who loves you more than that person. And a lot of times people put money, they put the fame and all of these type of things ahead of real genuine connections, and I'll never understand it. I would much rather vibe with somebody than fuck with somebody who just having shit. Like, what does that do for us? Yeah, we gonna eat fancy. Yeah, we gonna kick it. Yeah, we gonna have on some fly shit, whatever the case may be. But if we can't just sit in the crib and just chop it and enjoy being around each other, and you come home and we talk about what's going on with you in your life, and I be empathetic towards your situation, and I talk about what's going on in my life, and you don't belittle me because it may not make as much money as what you got going on, then yeah, we shouldn't be in the same room as each other like at all. Hey Mace, hey. How do you deal with grief from an ex? Ooh, I went through that. I went through that. There's a couple things you can do. One, go make a whole bunch of fucking money. I think I got lit was I like I think I ran up dickhead cheese when I was going through a breakup, right? So one, go focus on something. At the end of the day, do not neglect yourself. So when you're dealing with grief, do not neglect yourself. You feel what I'm saying? It was many times where I was running around all day, running errands, making money, making business moves on the phone all day, trying to figure shit out. And then I had to go to the crib and look in the mirror and be like, bro, how are you feeling for real? What's going on with you? Is we finna check her page or not? Should we text her people or not? Do we move on or not? Like, what do we do right now? And I had to really consult with myself. You feel me? But it wasn't a one day thing. It wasn't a, okay, do this shit and then don't revisit it. No, you got to treat yourself. You got to love yourself. You got to really take care of yourself the same way you would take care of the person that you love. You got to show up for yourself to that standard, to yourself. And we really, really don't show up for ourselves to the standard that we should. So when you dealing with the grief of an ex, like, show up for yourself on time every single day and set aside real time to take care of yourself. And when I say self-care, I'm not talking about the internet self-care where you go get your nails done and you go get your feet done and you go get a massage and you relax and you watch TV all day. No, go sit in that motherfucking mirror and talk to yourself naked. Because the only person that's going to understand you is you. It ain't a therapist in the world that you can talk to and they're really, really gonna understand what the fuck is on your mind right now and really, really understand how you feeling. The only person that's gonna understand word for word, bar for bar, verbatim, everything that you're going through is yourself. So you owe it to yourself to have those tough conversations. And they're tough as fuck. Those conversations are tough as fuck. They look like you being very critical over yourself and you're gonna cry and you're gonna hurt and the shit is gonna be very, very painful to do. But the shit is so necessary because when you come out the other end, you're gonna be strong as a motherfucking tank. I swear to God. Go do the self work. Do the self work. Take care of yourself. Show up for yourself the same way you would show up for somebody that you love. You feel what I'm saying? What do you do if you've been in a relationship for 5+ years and no engagement or marriage? Okay, so listen, let me explain something. I'm 24. I ain't got to the engagement and marriage thing, but just reading the question, if I was to make an assumption, it's time for some new dick. Anybody that's been your boyfriend for 5 years, I bet y'all living together too, having raw sex, doing all type of shit, and this person didn't put a ring in your finger yet. It's time, boo. Go outside. Go outside. It's a very, very nice nightclub too. It's called The Mine. It's in West Loop. My boy Miggy, he's actually one of the bartenders. Miggy, Pat, Carol is over there. It's a bunch of really, really good bartenders. Go over there, have a drink, wear some sexy, and just stand there. And I promise you, somebody's gonna walk up to you and have a really good conversation with you and just test the waters. But I'm telling you right now, 5 years is a long ass time, mama. 5 years is a long ass time. So if he blowing that back out, for sure, stick around for sure. Then everything that I just said was wrong. But if the back ain't being blown out, it's time for something new. 5 years without any type of commitment is a long ass time. And that's just my assumption. The mind. How can you effectively communicate with a man without hurting him? See, that's the thing though, is that when it comes to communicating with a man, our learning curve is through criticism. Don't use a time to criticize and help him grow as an opportunity to skew him. Because a lot of times a motherfucker will be like, okay, cool. Let me actually listen to what she got going on. Let me listen to how she's feeling. Let me receive all of this type of shit. And then y'all use that as a time to skew, as a time to insult, as a time to belittle, right? So I think accountability towards a man is through the form of real criticism. Like, look, like I didn't like this. This is how this made me feel. This is not a good decision. Woot out the band. But you don't say like, man, you just don't give a fuck. You just did that. Like that shit ain't gonna be received. You feel what I'm saying? Because now it feels as if you trying to come at him. No, come at him and talk to him as if he's a grown ass man. Because at the end of the day, like if a motherfucker was to come to me right now, that's why like, because as men, we're so ambition driven that even if you come up to us and say, hey, you're doing a really good job, keep doing it. The motivation to keep doing it ain't going to necessarily be that strong because that's not necessarily how we get better. We get better off criticism. We get better of you finding a flaw within what we're doing. And now we got to go fix that problem. Right. So if you acknowledge the flaws and keep the problem and don't face it towards him, then there's nothing that y'all can't work through. Oh my God, that's a fucking word. That's a word. That's a word. When a woman is voicing a frustration to a man and a man is voicing a frustration to a woman, the goal is to keep the conversation on the problem. The moment the conversation shifts to y'all skewing each other is the moment y'all lost together. Nobody won. So when you in a conflict resolving situation, keep the main thing. Because the moment y'all start insulting, the moment y'all start insulting each other, the moment that y'all start coming at each other, the moment y'all start doing all of that type of shit, y'all gonna lose each other. The moment I'm trying to fix an issue and I really put my guard down and I threw my ego aside and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm finna really receive what she's talking about. If you use that opportunity to tell me how not shit I am, how stupid I am, how fucking dumb of decisions I make, and you just go in on me, then everything that you're saying is not going to be received because what are we talking about for real? Your problem is with me, not with the problem. You feel what I'm saying? So when we in conflict resolving situations, let's remain focused. Because if we remain focused, we'll realize in the end, damn, that was a stupid ass problem. I love you, you love me. Let's go get some food. And let's have sex. If a man just broke up with his girl and he's interested in you, should you wait? Should you wait is one thing. Should he wait is another. Should you wait? Yes, protect yourself because usually there might be something lingering. There might be some emotions that haven't all the way been dealt with. There's a lot of things that may be attached to somebody who's freshly out of relationship. As a man, go outside, go date, go be around people because as a man, you just sitting around and shit like that, yeah, it's beneficial for you. Yeah, you're going to uncover a lot of shit. But man, like at the end of the day, you can go out, have a, good time, do things, and then not have it necessarily be detrimental towards you. You feel what I'm saying? And I think that's the way for both genders. Like, I definitely think that even as a woman, if you go through a relationship situation and y'all break up, like, yeah, deal with what you got to deal with internally and the things that this person may have put you through, but don't deprive yourself of a good time and enjoying life because you thinking about somebody that's now your past. You feel what I'm saying? We young, we dumb. Go make good decisions. Go make good decisions. Go do things that is best for you. And don't make a decision if you can't live with the consequences. You feel what I'm saying? So When I say go outside, I ain't saying go and fuck the first thing walking. I ain't saying go get drunk and let a motherfucker go spend the night. No, none of that type of shit. Go have conversations and be open to running into somebody who's going to treat you right. But leave the past in the past. You dwelling on the past ain't going to do nothing for you. No, I'm not saying sleep with anybody. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying sleep with anybody. I'm saying go make decisions that you can live with the consequences with. Any decision that you make where you be like, you know what, damn, I can really live with the consequence, that's a good decision. If you want to go kill somebody right now and you literally say, okay, cool, if I kill this person, there's a chance that I'm going to go to jail. There's a chance that they might kill me in the mix. There's a chance that I'm never going to be able to see my family again. Are these consequences that I can live with? And you really ask yourself that question. And if you can live with that, by all means do it. That's a very, very calculated decision. That's a good decision. Whether you like it or not. I think a good decision is, did you look at the consequences and can you live with them? If you can, go make the move. So if you just got out of a relationship and you like, you know what? I want to go to the movies with this guy, but there is a chance that, you feel me, he might try to take me to the crib. There is a chance that he might try to rub my leg and all of this type of shit. Do I still want to go to the movies? But I don't want my leg rubbed. Okay, cool. Maybe I shouldn't go to the movies. I love your content. I love you. Is there such thing as doing wifey stuff too early on, like cooking and cleaning for them? Don't devalue yourself because you fucking with somebody who's not up to your worth. If you want to cook and you want to clean, you do exactly that, queen. That's exactly what you do. And if that person isn't doing for you what you want them to do for you, that's why you leave. But never, ever devalue yourself because you're fucking with somebody who doesn't live up to your standards. That's stupid. And I really, really hate that people think like that. I'm a very acts of service man. I'm an acts of service man. If you come to my crib, I'm going to be the ultimate host. I'm going to clean up for you. I'm going to feed you. You're going to have drinks all over the place. You're going to have food all over the place. I don't give a fuck. That's just the way that I move. And a woman being over here who doesn't do all of those things for me, who can't have a conversation and all of those type of things, isn't going to stop me from being myself at all. And if I don't feel the vibe, you just won't be over here no more. But guess what? Everybody is going to get Mason. Everybody is going to get me. I'm going to be myself. I don't give a fuck. And if you don't fuck with me, you don't fuck with me. That's completely fine. But do not devalue yourself because you in a room with motherfuckers who don't live up to your standards. That just means you're in the wrong room. Cool. That means you leave the room and go to a one that you fit into. You feel what I'm saying? I miss my beat on great men because I'm so independent. I can't help it. Independent women are a motherfucker, man. I love independent women, though. I miss my beat on great men because I'm so independent. I can't help it. How can I be more? Listen, this is so okay. This is what I'm gonna say. So the question is, I miss my beat on great men because I'm so independent. How do I do better in this arena? Right? It's not your job. This is what I mean when I say it's not your job to do better. When you mess with an independent woman and you're genuinely trying to be around her and elevate both of y'all lives, you're gonna put yourself in positions where you are gonna take things off of her plate that she doesn't even know is there, and vice versa. You feel what I'm saying? So when you fucking with a woman who's independent, you put yourself in her situation and you find ways to optimize the things that she already has going on. And it's going to be very, very little things. And then those little things leads to her trusting you with bigger things. You feel what I'm saying? I fuck with a woman who's starting off, I couldn't even put gas in her car. I wasn't even allowed in her kitchen. I wasn't allowed to pick up a broom because she ain't even trust the way that I will sweep her motherfucking floor. And I continue to put myself in positions where I don't give a fuck what she's saying. I'm finna help some way. Somehow, some way, I'm gonna find a way to fit in. Now we be sitting there going through her court cases and shit. Word playing her court cases, and she be going out winning them bitches because you build trust by continuously putting yourselves in positions where they can't refuse your help. You're too persistent. It's going to take persistence to deal with an independent woman because they're persistent themselves. And the one thing that an independent woman doesn't fuck with is a nigga who quit. So don't think as an independent woman, the work is pointed at you. It's not. It's pointed at the man. You feel what I'm saying? Do that make sense? If you an independent woman and you having a hard time dating because you can't let anybody into your life and serve a purpose, the work is not on your end. The work is on the man. The man has to come in open-minded and innovative and being like, damn, how do I enter a really good situation and make it better? An independent woman does not need a man who's not innovative and creative. That's just the way that it works. If you're not innovative and you're not creative, you don't need a woman who's independent. To deal with an independent woman, you have to be a certain type of man, a very specific type of man. You have to be extremely innovative, and your delivery has to be on point. I'm talking about Jimmy John's. Freaky fast delivery on time every single time. There's absolutely no way you're going to enter an independent woman's situation and think that taking one of these surface level ass things that she clearly has shown she has under control off of her plate. That's not going to do it. You need to be able to enter her situation, analyze the situation, and remove things from the situation that she didn't necessarily think of. You're a fool to think that asking an independent woman out on a date and telling her, yeah, I'm going to pay for it, I'm going to pick you up, woo, 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 is going to do something for her. She can do all of these same things her fucking self, believe me. You're a fool to think that a woman who makes all of this dumbass money, like who makes, you're a fool. You're a fool to think that a woman who makes millions of dollars, so much money, she's running it up, needs a nigga who does the same thing. Not necessarily. She needs a nigga who's going to enter her situation and upgrade it in a way that she didn't necessarily know it could be upgraded. A woman does not need that type of shit. You just got to be able to show up and show out and be yourself. And if you being yourself is not enough, cool. That's just not the person for you. What's that? Hey, Squill, pin a question. Appreciate it. Do you think religion can be a deal breaker in a relationship? Yes. 1000%. 100%. Yes, I do. I do. If one person is settled into a religion and the other person is settled into a different religion, yes, it will be an issue because that's literally a difference in belief system. That's a difference in belief system. That's a difference in higher power. You're going to disagree on so many things. What will you teach your kid? What will you teach your kid for real about what's after death? Squill, wake up. Squill sleep. Is Squill sleep? Be 100. Is Squill sleep? Squill ain't shit, man. How do you fix things with a man who has a hard time with expressing his emotions? The first step is be patient. The second step is understand that a lot of men don't know how to do this. The third step is give grace. And if all of those don't work, the emergency button is get the fuck out of there because you don't owe it to yourself to sit in the mud with somebody who isn't willing to accept the love that you're trying to get them. The mud is meant for both of y'all. When a problem arises, when something comes up that y'all battling through, the mud is meant for both of y'all to go sit in it. But if you sitting in it alone and this person is watching you sit in it, you owe it to yourself to get the fuck on. You owe it to yourself. Show up for yourself the same way that you're trying to show up for them. And showing up for yourself is leaving their ass where the fuck they at if they don't love you enough to open up and be there for you. Because you're hurting just as much as them. That's a deal breaker. You mean to tell me that we done went through this and I'm the only motherfucker hurting? And you ready to just act like shit is normal? You not trying to work this shit out? You don't give a fuck about fixing this problem? Cool, fuck you, I'm gone. You owe that to yourself. And that's what I mean by love yourself. Love yourself enough. What I mean by love yourself is love yourself enough to not let nobody play with your peace. You got me fucked up. Before a motherfucker get in between me and my peace, they not gonna be around me. That shit dead. My camera keep cutting off. This is me saying that in future episodes, things is gonna be a lot better. I'm gonna have some better equipment. I'm gonna have a better way of doing things, and the YouTube videos will get better. But I just need time as I figure this type of shit out. So I appreciate the patience that everybody's been showing me. Does couple counseling even matter if y'all not married? Do you wait to brush your teeth when they yellow? Do you wait till you smell like a fucking pig to take a shower? Do you wait till it's roaches running around your crib to mop? You work on things like that every single day, and you show up for things like that every single day. That's my analogy. I didn't mean that disrespectfully. I just meant that as that's the best way that I could explain that. You feel what I'm saying? When it comes to anything that is gonna take work, you don't wait for work to show up to work on it. You plan ahead, you prepare ahead, and you voice things as you go. And you try your hardest to avoid those big ass problems because you work so hard on the little things. You feel what I'm saying? Because if you wait for big ass problems to come up, you're going to deal with the big problems, and then you're going to pay attention to the little ass problems that you did not pay attention to the whole time y'all was fucking with each other. Next thing you know, you run into a situation where you don't even feel like doing this much work. You feel what I'm saying? Mm. That's what I got, man. Let me edit this shit. Let me try my best to make do with what I got. Shout out to the pod. We still working on it. Peace and love. Gang. I'm ending the pod right there. I'm gonna stay on live. My shit fucking up, man. What equipment do you use for your fucking? Oh, I got some. Matter of fact, you know what? Fuck that. I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm still talking my shit because these. I feel like this is the devil trying to get at. Like the devil is trying to. The devil is trying to creep into this shit and ruin what I got going on. You just got here? Are we? Is it time for a guest? Can we get a guest? Is it time for a guest? I think I'm ready for a guest. I think I'm ready for a guest. Everybody start sending the requests to get into the live. Start sending them. Send a request. I'm ready for some guests. I'm ready for some guests. Send them requests. Send them through. Send them through. Where your camera at, bro? Yeah, bro. This ain't no motherfucking free ride. The fuck? Who's a celeb? I'm not a celeb, brother. Bro. What you mean? Cause I'm damn near one of the girlies now, fo. Do you know who my audience is, bro? A bunch of beautiful ass women. You need to be in the comments trying to get you an emotionally intelligent woman, bro. Oh, excuse the fuck out of me. Oh, she be sending you my videos. You gonna get broken up with, fo. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not wishing it. I'm just saying, if a woman is sending you videos from Masionoo, you might be out of there. That means you clearly not communicating. Emotional intelligence? Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. This the oh yeah. I got some motherfuckers who love me. Matter of fact, we gonna keep it peaceful. Everybody in the chat, drop a red heart for Mark. This is my guy. I fuck with Mark. Heavy. Drop a red heart for Mark if y'all fuck with me. We gonna spam some red hearts for you, bro. We gonna get you some love. What you on though? What you on though, folks? Why we ain't go outside? You who don't be outside, bro? I be all on top of them people couches. Fuck. Fuck, man. Damn. This motherfucker caught me red-handed. You the police. Get the fuck. Hey, all right, Mark. He the police, man. This motherfucker done told all my business on the live. He a federal agent, folks. He is a federal agent. Why can't I be cool for 5 minutes? I wanted to get on the live and say, yeah, I be outside. I do fun shit. I stand on people's couches. I be taking shots and shit. I wanted 5 minutes of that fame. I just wanted to say that shit for 5 minutes. The first thing he do is tell me I ain't shit. Can everybody in the chat like say I be outside? If you in the chat say, yeah, Mason, you be outside. Thank you. Appreciate it. Mason, we know you don't. He always outside, y'all. Yeah. I told y'all I be outside. Hell yeah. Shit, I be outside and shit. Motherfucker might get a section this weekend or some shit. I don't even know. Fuck it. What we getting, Squill? 2 Casamigos, fuck? Nah, I'm just playing.